You have never witnessed a Sim Monsters League as exciting as this before. Get ready. Make sure those belts are tight, because Monster Truck Militia Season 1 starts now.
Welcome to the 2021 Monster Truck Militia Season 1 Kickoff Show and Draft, where tonight the team captains for each series will select their teams. I'm your host, Colt Durham, and we're excited to be kicking things off for Season 1 and to be setting the stage for this incredible first-time league. Monster Truck Militia Season 1 will consist of 3 series. Each series will have 3 events over the time span of 9 weeks. The first league we're going to look at is the Malicious Monster Truck Tour hosted by Vincent Akard, who is the team captain. Some of the trucks you'll be seeing on that series is Rockstar, California Kid, High Voltage, and trucks like Identity Theft and Reverse Racer. Of course, Vincent is a veteran to the sport. He knows how to make a good lineup for a good event, and Vincent knows how to throw down with these drivers here. The second series we're going to learn about is the toughest Monster Truck Tour, also known as MonsterX, which is going to be captained by Tyler May. Of course, Tyler has been around since 2010, and what an incredible person to compete with on the field. I personally have competed with Tyler, and he is an incredible talent, an incredible driver. Of course, Tyler has been around since 2010, and we're definitely excited to see what Tyler is going to be choosing here tonight, driver-wise. Some trucks you're going to see on the toughest Monster Truck Tour will consist of Twisted Addiction, Buckshot, Snakebite, Quad Chaos, and you can't forget Dirt Crew. The third and final series that we're going to be learning about is the Monster Truck Throwdown series, which of course is going to be hosted by a man that needs no introduction, the most winningest Sim Monsters driver of all time, Mark Colineri. Of course, everybody knows who Mark is. Mark knows how to pick a good lineup and make a very competitive series, and it's going to be very interesting to see what Mark chooses here tonight. Of course, some trucks you're going to see on the Throwdown series are going to consist of Rage, Overboard, Barbarian, Bad Company, Jester, and Kraken. Now that we've taken a look at all 3 series, let's take an in-depth look into the series captains. Starting things off with Tyler May.
From Auburn, Washington. 15 total points championships in Sim Monsters.
His first ever Sim Monsters career win, Tyler May. Oh my goodness, is he going to save it? Yes, he is. Wow, Tyler May, ladies and gentlemen.
Captain of the toughest Monster Truck Tour. May Bigfoot.
I'm up here at the toughest Monster Truck Tour podium, and I'm going to be joined here by the captain of the toughest Monster Truck Tour, Tyler May. Now, Tyler, you're going to be a captain of one of the 3 series toughest Monster Truck Tour. Tyler, what are your thoughts on Season 1 of Monster Truck Militia?
Well, you know, it's a league that has never been done before. I mean, you know, just giving the independent trucks time to shine and some exposure. Hopefully, get some new people out here, and we'll see what they got.
Now, Tyler, as a captain, I imagine you have your eyes on certain drivers. What's your game plan going into a draft like this?
Well, my game plan is basically just look at the drivers and find out what their history is. Pick the ones that have most experience, but also not only being able for them to do good in the series, but also helping guiding the new drivers coming really into the league in order to be able to raise the bar for a competition.
Well, folks, you heard it there first. The host and the captain of the toughest Monster Truck Tour, Tyler May.
from Phoenix, Arizona. 2020 Sim Monsters Truck Fest Racing Champion.
What a win for Vincent Akard.
Captain of the Malicious Monster Truck Tour. Vincent Akard, Rockstar.
I'm now joined up here with the host and the captain of the Malicious Monster Truck Tour, Vincent Akard. Vincent, the pressure's on. You've never hosted a league before, but everybody's excited to see what you can bring here to Sim Monsters. Now, Vincent, what are some key points that you're going to be looking for when you choose out of this huge field of drivers for the draft?
You know, there's a ton of key points that I'm looking for. I mean, there's like 60-something people in our draft list. It's pretty crazy. I mean, there's so many names in this field of drivers that it's going to be really hard for me to pinpoint who I want and, you know, who's going to be beneficial for my team. You know, not only am I competing, but I'm building a strong series, and, you know, we want to put on a show. The Malicious Monster Truck Tour ain't here to play around. We're here to entertain people, and, you know, this is going to be a great series, and, you know, I'm looking for strong drivers, but I'm also looking to give people opportunities. That's all the Malicious Monster Truck Tour is about, giving opportunities.
Now, Vincent, speaking of entertaining, what are you most excited for about hosting the Malicious Monster Truck Tour?
You know, the Malicious Monster Truck Tour, it's my kind of tour. We're going to be going to every speedway you can think of, every fair. You know, the Arizona State Fair is going to be our final stop in the series. Huge floor, lots of playing room for these trucks. You're going to see huge air. I mean, the first stop of the Malicious Monster Truck Tour, we got a backflip ramp. We might have them at 2 of our shows. So, you know, the Malicious Monster Truck Tour, you're going to see obstacles like you've never seen before. You're going to see stuff that you won't see at Toughest Monster Truck Tour. You won't see at Monster Truck Throwdown. Us at Malicious Monster Truck Tour, we're the real deal.
Now, what type of mindset and what type of game plan do you have to be going into something as big as this, a draft this big?
You know what mindset you gotta have? You gotta have confidence. I mean, we're here to win. We're here to build a tour. We're here to entertain everyone watching at home, and definitely gonna be exciting. The Malicious Monster Truck Tour is gonna end out on top at, you know, the end of the series and at the World Finals. We're here to show everyone that we're the best monster truck promotion, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna draft the best drivers, the best trucks, and we're gonna kick everyone's ass.
Well, guys, you heard it here, folks. This is going to be one entertaining series. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the host and the captain of the Malicious Monster Truck Tour, Vincent Akard.
From Cranford, New Jersey, the most winningest driver in Sim Monsters history.
Could it be Colineri's night to win on a big stage?
Oh, he's up on 2 wheels. What a save by Mark Colineri.
Captain of Monster Truck Throwdown. Mark Colineri, Avenger.
Now, Mark, I've known you for a good while, and Mark, I know that you don't take too kindly to insults like that. What's your response to something like that, Mark?
Well, coming from a driver that's not even in the top 10, I understand his confidence being he won the Truck Fest this year. It's a big event to win. I've been here for a long time. Talking doesn't get very far. If you can't beat me on the track, you really have nothing to say. And I have won a lot more than he has. It doesn't faze me at all. It's just talk. I'll let my driving and my series drivers driving do the talk.
Now, Mark, you've been around for a good 10 years. You know every driver that's in the draft field. What's going to stand out here from when you choose drivers out of this field?
I think just my knowledge and depth of knowing everybody that's in the draft for the most part. I've been around. I've seen a lot of names. I know what people can do, what they're capable of, and I feel like that is definitely an advantage that I have. Just being able to know so much about so many people, seeing them compete over the years and seeing their progress. I think I can put together a really good series with a well-rounded group of drivers that I think can take us to the World Finals and beat anybody, especially the Malicious Monster Truck Tour.
Now, Mark, of course, you've heard from every other series so far. The toughest tour is going to be a little bit of wild, a little bit of crazy. Of course, we heard from Vincent saying the Militia was going to be a little bit of everything. Now, Mark, what's going to make the Monster Truck Throwdown series different from every other series?
To be honest, I think we're a more well-rounded and professional series than the rest. I think we've got some bigger venues. We've got a more professional staff, and we're going to have a better group of draftees running on our tour. The Malicious Monster Truck Tour, they're banking on just having wild, crazy, advertising crazy things. We're just going to rely on our drivers putting on a better show and just an overall better fan experience.
Well, folks, you heard it here first. The 10-year veteran and the captain of Monster Truck Throwdown Series, Mark Colineri. Oh, and I have just gotten word that each captain behind me will be racing in a speedster competition to determine who's going to have the #1 draft pick for this amazing draft. Each driver will take one pass around the speedster racing course. The fastest two drivers will race each other to determine the #1 draft pick. Drivers will start behind each raceway park ramp, but then floor it straight into the turning car, doing 2 revolutions of donuts around the car, and then the first driver to cross the whole car set will be declared the winner and will have first round draft picks. Of course, the second round draft pick will be choosing the second draft pick, and the third driver will be choosing the third draft pick. Guys, what are your thoughts?
Well, Mark, I beat you in Phoenix. I'm going to beat you again in the speedster competition.
I mean, if that's the only thing that you've got to go by, last time I was in a draft and had to race to get the first round draft pick or any advantage, I won every single race, so I'm not too confident for you.
Well, at least I'm not the one that lost to Tim Smith in the finals at damn Tampa.
All right. Y'all get in your speedsters. Let's get this racing going. And we're going to be kicking things off here with the Monster Truck Throwdown Series captain, Mark Colineri, one of the best racers in Sim Monsters and one of the fastest racers in Sim Monsters. But Mark has never been behind the wheel of a speedster before. So we're going to see how Mark fares here in this racing time pass. It's going to be waiting on the green. And here we go, off the Raceway Park ramp, and you're going to be doing 2 donuts around this race car here. Of course, getting his first Cyclone there. And finishing it off there. And of course, all tires hitting the concrete here, and that's when time's going to land. And it's going to be a 20.04 for Mark. And introducing next is going to be the captain and the series host of Monster Truck Militia Series, Vincent Akard. Of course, Vincent has a little bit of experience behind speedsters, a little bit more than Mark, so he could get a faster time here. And we're going to be waiting on that green light. And Vinny hammering it into that Parkway race ramp, making his first revolution around that car. So far, so good. Has one more round. And finishing it off here, over the 4 cars, or 5 cars. Time's coming in for Vinny. It's going to be a 20.12 for Vincent Akard. And finally, last out is going to be the captain of the toughest Monster Truck Tour, Tyler May, who's going to be trying to beat out Vinny's time to race for the number 1 spot for the number 1 draft pick, and Tyler is waiting on that green light. And making his way over that little race ramp there, making his first revolution around this car. Maybe a little bit slower and a little bit wider than Mark and Vinny. Really taking it wide there on that final revolution, but coming around is going to finish it out here over the 5 cars. And that's going to complete his time here. Not too bad. Not too shabby for Tyler. Times start coming in for Tyler. There's going to be a 20:51 for Tyler May, which means Vincent Akard and Mark Colineri are going to race for the number 1 draft spot. This is what everybody's been waiting for. The winner of this race gets to choose number 1 draft pick for the Monster Truck Militia draft. In the close hand lane, we got the host and the captain of the Monster Truck Throwdown series, Mark Colineri. And in the far hand lane, we got Vincent Akard, the series host and the captain for the Malicious Monster Truck series. Drivers, wiggle your tires when you're ready to go. Those drivers are readied up here, and we're going to be waiting for that green. Go! As both drivers are going to nail it off the start there, going to make their first cyclone around this car. Of course, first driver to hit the ground wins. Making their final cyclones, this is going to be a close one here, coming to the final ramp. But Mark Colineri is going to get the number 1 draft pick for the Monster Truck Militia draft. Mark Colineri, no surprise here. Of course, these two have had mad heat going into this race. And of course, Vincent didn't let go at all. But Mark came out victorious in number 1 and is going to get that important number 1 draft pick. Congratulations, Mark, and congratulations to the Monster Truck Throwdown series. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to see where drivers are going to be placed in these 3 series. It's either going to be the toughest Monster Truck Tour with Tyler May, the Monster Truck Throwdown series with Mark Colineri, or will it be the Malicious Monster Truck Tour with Vincent Akard? We're going to kick things off with the guy who won the Speedster competition, Mark Colineri, in the Monster Truck Throwdown series. Mark, who's going to be your number 1 draft pick?
Well, the first truck that is going to get assigned a driver is going to be Overboard. The driver that I'm thinking of putting in this truck is someone that I think fits this team very well, and someone that I think Jamie would be proud to have in the truck, and that driver is going to be Blake Thompson.
Wow, Mark Colineri choosing Blake Thompson to drive Overboard. What a great pick, and what a great team that's going to be for the Overboard team. And now moving things on to the next pick. It's going to be Vincent Akard with the Malicious Monster Truck Tour. Vincent, who's your first choice going to be?
You know, we had a lot of thinking to do backstage, and, you know, for our first pick in the first round, I really didn't leave me with much thinking on this pick. This guy's right behind Mark Colineri in the win column, driving Titan. It's going to be the one and only Danny Mackey.
Wow, Danny Mackey is going to be driving Titan for the Malicious Monster Truck Tour. Danny Mackey is going to be a huge asset for that series. And what a pick and what a round 1 draft Vincent has chosen. And the final round 1 draft pick is going to be Tyler May with the toughest Monster Truck Tour. Tyler, who is your draft pick going to be for round 1?
Well, you know, the truck that I have in mind for first pick is Dirt Crew, and the driver, and I really have thought a lot about it, but looking at this driver, he had a lot of experience and interest in the independent scene. He is fun to talk to, tells a lot stories about them in real life, and with this guy in the tour, to be able to bring the new guys in so that they, again, like I said before, be able to bring the competition to a whole new level. That's why I am choosing Chadwick Deerfoot to drive Dirt Crew.
What a huge pick for Tyler May. Chadwick Deerfoot is going to be a huge asset as well to the toughest Monster Truck Tour. Of course, Chadwick with the high jump winner of the ROR MJL. And Chadwick, of course, a longtime veteran to the sport and no one you should be sleeping on for competition. What a huge pick for Tyler May in the toughest Monster Truck Tour. Definitely a good one there. And now moving on for round number 2 of the draft is going to be Monster Truck Throwdown. Back to you, Mark Colineri. Who are you choosing for round number 2?
For round 2, we're going to stick with the overboard team. I'm looking at Wildside right now, and the driver that I'm going to put in this is definitely someone that can get pretty wild. He was key in our win in the Sim Monsters All-Star Challenge. He threw it down. He knows how to freestyle. He knows how to race well, too, but he's definitely known for his freestyle. It's going to be Chris Bielek in Wildside.
Chris Bielek driving Wildside is a huge pick for Monster Truck Throwdown. This lineup's already looking stacked. Mark knows exactly what he's doing. Mark's going to be making a really competitive series. What a pick from Mark Colineri. And next up is going to be Vincent Akard with the Malicious Monster Truck Tour. Vincent, who's your round 2 draft picks going to be?
Well, I'll tell you this much, Colt. One of my picks was already stolen, so we've had to change up our game plan a bit. But game plan, not really a big deal at this point because I'm confident with our second pick for the Malicious Monster Truck Tour. Driving the black and green destruction machine, it's going to be Aaron Lurie and Identity Theft.
Aaron Lurie, a huge pick for the Malicious Monster Truck Tour. You already got Danny Mackey and Aaron Lurie. These are 2 amazing drivers that are going to rock the house here for the Malicious Monster Truck Tour. They're definitely going to be 2 people you're going to need to look out for on that series. What a huge pick for Vincent, and that's a great idea for Vincent to have those 2 drivers on the same series. What a great pick. And now rounding out round number 2 is going to be Tyler May with the toughest Monster Truck Tour. He's already chosen Chadwick Deerfoot. Tyler, who are you going to be choosing for round number 2?
Well, I'm going to be sticking with teammates here. I'm going to be doing a Dirt Crew's teammate Quad Chaos, as somebody who again has a lot of interest in the independent scene, has been around way before Sim Monsters even existed. Is a Monster Truck Madness 2 veteran, and on Sim Monsters he's currently creating trucks to help push realism of old school trucks. That is why I'm picking for Quad Chaos Damian Bowers.
Wow, Damian Bowers, a great pick and a well-deserved round 2 pick. Damian Bowers, of course, has been around the sport as well for a long time, and Damian Bowers is going to bring it to the toughest Monster Truck Tour. And it's now time for round number 3 of the Monster Truck Militia draft, as Mark Colineri in the Monster Truck Throwdown is going to choose his round 3 draft pick. Mark, who do you got?
My round 3 pick, we're going to be looking to put somebody in John Gordon's Bad Company. probably one of the best looking trucks that's on my tour, to be honest. This truck is absolutely beautiful, and John keeps it in tip-top shape every single time. And it's somebody that really proved themselves this year in NAMT. He's a guy who's been around for a while because I remember competing against him. And he's definitely made some big strides in his driving. It's going to be Trevor Amos.
Trevor Amos, one of my close friends and somebody I know very well, who is going to bring it to the Monster Truck Throwdown series. Trevor Amos is a great pick for round number 3, and I cannot wait to see him tear it up in Monster Truck Throwdown. Now moving on to Vincent Akard and the Malicious Monster Truck Tour. Vincent, who do you got for round number 3?
Third round, lots of swip swapping in our lineup for the draft. We got someone for the perfect fit. You know, this truck is one of our top-notch trucks in the Malicious Monster Truck Tour, and this guy's the perfect fit for it. He has many wins in Sim Monsters. Definitely going to be a great fit for the team and the series. It's going to represent us well. Driving high voltage, the Honda Generators high voltage. It's going to be Devin Doss.
Devin Doss, a huge name to be chosen for this round. Of course, Devin, a longtime veteran, of course, and one of the best drivers I've seen for freestyle competition. Devin Doss is going to tear it up in the Malicious Monster Truck Tour against Denny Mackey and Aaron Lurie, and it's going to be one interesting ride for Devin Doss. And rounding out this round is going to be Tyler May in the Toughest Monster Truck Tour. Of course, Tyler's already chosen Chadwick Deerfoot and Damian Bowers. Tyler, who are you going to throw in there?
No, the next truck I have in mind is Snake Bite, the teammate truck to Bigfoot. Now, I have found the driver that is perfect for it. Now, this driver has not been around for a while, but he has shocked the Sim Monsters community with what he's done. At the rate he's going, he's probably going to overtake Mark Colineri in overall wins. So, Mark, you wanted to pick Trevor Amos for your tour. I'm picking his rival. I'm picking Brandon Adam for Snake Bite.
What a pick. Brandon Adam, definitely one guy coming up here and starting to nip on Mark Colineri's overall wins. And Brandon Adam's definitely going to be someone to look out for the Toughest Monster Truck Tour. And Brandon Adam is a huge asset for this series. Can't wait to see what Brandon can do for that series. Fans, let us hear what you think about these round draft picks so far. Now for the next round, it's going to be Mark Colineri in the Monster Truck Throwdown series. Mark, who do you got?
The next truck that I'm looking at is going to be Kraken, one of the most wild body styles that we have on our tour. It's a big squid. Definitely a fun type truck, and I've got a driver that's a pretty big personality. He's been around for a while. He hasn't raced as much as some of the other drivers, but he's put a lot of work in building trucks and making parts. He's made a lot of his own work, but he's recently started to drive a little bit more, which I'm really happy to see. Going into Kraken is going to be Fernando Martinez.
Fernando Martinez, definitely a great pick there for Kraken. Fernando is definitely a great competitor. I've definitely seen him in other series, and Fernando's going to do a great job out there representing Monster Truck Throwdown. Next up is going to be Vincent Akard once again with the Malicious Monster Truck Tour. Vincent, who are you going to throw in the fold?
Round number 4. We're moving along, I'll tell you that much. And, with this next truck, it's probably the most unique truck in the lineup and probably in the whole tour. Not a lot of people want to drive this truck. It takes a special someone to drive this truck. And this guy has driven this truck in real life. So I think he'd be a perfect fit. Driving the California Kid from Bakersfield, California, it's going to be Juan Munoz.
Wow, Juan Munoz, a real-life driver who definitely knows how to handle a truck like that. Juan is definitely that special type of guy who's going to be able to drive that truck into the ground for every night for Malicious Monster Truck Tour, and is going to please the fans every single night with an incredible, spectacular finish to the show. What a great choice from Vincent. And for the final pick of round number 4 is going to be Tyler Main, the toughest Monster Truck Tour. Tyler, tell us who you're drafting.
Well, this truck I have in mind is a Buckshot, and the driver I'm looking at is somebody who's been around the site for a while. He's gotten a couple points championships. He's an awesome guy to be around. To have a lot of respect for him, and I know that what I've seen him do in the past, that he's a consistent racer, freestyle performer overall. I am picking for Buckshot, Seth Holloway.
Seth Holloway, definitely a guy who's going to tear that Buckshot body off, and Seth Holloway is definitely someone to look out for in racing and freestyle. Seth Holloway, of course, got to the finals of the SSRS World Finals, the last one that happened, and Seth is definitely a great competitor and a great choice for round number 4. Can't wait to see what Seth's going to do in toughest Monster Truck Tour. Fans, let us hear what you think of round number 4 and all the draft picks we've chosen so far. As now it's time for round number 5. Mark Colineri is going to be choosing round number 5 and going to be kicking it off here with the Monster Truck Throwdown series. Mark, who are you choosing for number 5?
Well, we're going to be picking basically my teammate here. The first Team Scream truck, it's going to be Rage. My sister chassis, me and this driver are going to be driving the same chassis built by Corey Rummel. Corey's known to put Rage through its paces, known to do some wild stuff, and this kid has put on some wild freestyles from what I've seen in the All-Star Challenge, and definitely in NAMT. He has done some crazy things that I didn't even think were possible, and I think he would be perfect to put in this tank of a truck, and that person is going to be Tyler Richmond.
Tyler Richmond, definitely a great choice there. Tyler Richmond, of course, an all-time great driver, also another host for another league, and Tyler is an all-around great team player and is going to be a great asset to the Monster Truck Throwdown series. Mark with another great choice there. Vincent Akard and the Malicious Monster Truck Tour is going to be choosing his round 5 draft pick. Vincent, who are you choosing?
Well, like I said earlier, the Malicious Monster Truck Tour is the land of opportunity, and opportunities we are going to give. We gave the opportunity to Juan Munoz. Give a lot of opportunity to some of these new drivers on Sim Monsters looking to prove themselves. This guy, he's fairly new. I haven't seen too much of him, but I know he's going to be a great asset to the Malicious Monster Truck Tour. He knows these trucks in and out, and he knows this truck especially really well. Behind the wheel of Jurassic Attack, it's going to be the one and only Austin Dahlgren.
And a great asset Austin Dahlgren's going to be. Of course, Austin Dahlgren knows these trucks inside and out. And Austin Dahlgren, a great competitor and a great teammate to be on the team with Monster Truck Militia. And he's going to do a great job on the Malicious Monster Truck Tour. I can't wait to see what Austin Dahlgren's going to bring to the table. And Tyler, it's time for your final draft pick here for round number 5 for the toughest Monster Truck Tour. Tyler, who are you choosing?
Well, the truck that I had in mind for this one for this round is Twisted Addiction. The driver that I'm picking for is somebody who it's been around for a quite a little bit. But the interesting thing about this individual is that he's more so a creator of monster trucks for the site, and by far some of the best material on the site. So I gotta give this guy props for all that he's done. I'm picking for Twisted Addiction, Marcelo Mendoza.
Marcelo is going to be a great driver for Twisted Addiction, and I can't wait to see what he's going to be doing for the toughest Monster Truck Tour. It's now time for the 6th round draft, and kicking things off, as always, is going to be Mark Colineri and the Monster Truck Throwdown Series. Mark, who do you got for round number 6?
This next truck, it's going to make it so this is the most well-represented team in my series. I'm going with Black Pearl out of the Overboard stable. This driver, somebody that I've seen compete in Vinny's league, his replica league of like the older 2010 or so era. He did pretty well driving Grinder in that series. I was impressed by some of the things that he did, and I think he'd be a pretty good fit for the Black Pearl truck, and that's going to be Travis Palm.
Travis Palm, another great driver who's going to be driving on the Monster Truck Throwdown Series along with amazing drivers as well. And Travis Palm is definitely going to throw it down all night, every night. Travis Palm is definitely one to look out for in the Monster Truck Throwdown Series. And next up is going to be Vincent Akard with the Malicious Monster Truck Tour. Vincent, who do you got?
6th pick. We got one more after this, so I got to make my picks count. This guy, another one from my old tour, like Mark was mentioning. You know, he started out in Mark's league, actually, and he made his return in my tour, and he's really proved himself. I actually picked up a win, and You know, this guy's a pretty good buddy of mine. He's going to be piloting Wrecking Machine. Cody Robertson.
Cody Robertson, not a guy that I know a lot about, but I imagine he's going to be doing a great job on the Malicious Monster Truck Tour, and I can't wait to see what Cody can bring to the table. Round number 6 is Tyler May in the Toughest Monster Truck Tour. Tyler, who do you have for round number 6?
Well, this one, the truck I'm picking is Rockwell Red, and the driver I mentioned has been around site for a decade now. He hasn't gotten a lot of wins, but with the style of driving that he does, boy, I tell you what, that he's going to excite the crowd no matter what. I'm picking Magnus Birkeland.
Magnus, a great choice here. Magnus, somebody that I also know personally, and Magnus is definitely going to bring it to the Toughest Monster Truck Tour, and he's going to bring some competitive nature to that series. What a great choice by Tyler for round number 6. And now for the final round of the Monster Truck and Militia draft, round number 7. Let us know what you think of the draft so far down in the comments below. And starting things off for round number 7 is going to be Mark Colineri in Monster Truck Throwdown. Mark, who do you got?
Well, completing out the Tomfoolery Motorsports team on my tour, we're going to be picking a driver for Jester. Someone that has had some experience at playing other games, still driving monster trucks, but recently, as far as I know, came over to Rigs of Rods and competed in some official things on the site. He's been making a name for himself. I know he competes in RRMJL, which is a pretty big series right now. He's been working on his craft, becoming a better driver, and I think he's going to be a good fit for Jester, and that's going to be Trevor Michaelesco.
Trevor Michaelesco, definitely a controversial choice for the last round, but definitely a driver who has been improving his game and improving as a driver and a teammate. And Trevor Michaelesco is definitely going to bring it to the Monster Truck Throwdown series. Can't wait to see what Trevor's going to be bringing to that series. What a great choice by Mark. And second up for the round number 7 draft pick is going to be Vincent Akard in the Malicious Monster Truck Tour. Vincent, who's your final draft pick?
Round 7. Final pick. Mark, I don't know what you're doing over there. You're in space or something. So round number 7. Final pick for me. This guy, he's very similar to Trevor Michaelesco and, going from another game to Rigs of Rods. He's really proven himself. I actually had the chance to compete against him in the King of the Hill series, and he almost whooped me. So, this guy, he's definitely proved himself to me, and I know he's proved himself to his peers. It's going to be Adrian Cooper driving Reverse Racer.
Adrian Cooper, what a huge choice for the final round pick. Definitely somebody I'm surprised nobody has chosen yet. Of course, Adrian Cooper being a world champion in RR, MJL, and Adrian Cooper, definitely one of the best drivers I've seen coming up in the Rigs of Rods Monster Jam scene, and I cannot wait to see what Adrian Cooper brings to the table in Reverse Racer. And rounding out round number 7 is Tyler May in the Toughest Monster Truck Tour. Tyler, who is the final pick here for the Monster Truck Militia Draft?
Well, the final pick for the toughest MonsterX Tour, truck-wise, is Vendetta, and the driver that I have in mind for him is somebody that hasn't been around long, but has made an impact. And very competitive level. I've actually competed against him in the long game, Namped. Just an amazing driver overall. I mean, he's good enough to the point in which he actually faced against Vince Akard in the finals of Truck Fest. So my final pick of the draft, driving Vendetta, is Alex Ferrillo.
And there he is, Tyler May, laying it down here with Alex Ferrillo being his final pick for the round number 7 draft. Alex Ferrillo up there with one of the best draft picks Tyler's made so far. Of course, Alex Ferrillo, a driver coming up here in the Sim Monster scene, and Alex Ferrillo is going to bring it to the toughest Monster Truck Tour. And it is now time for the final part of the Monster Truck Militia Season 1 draft. And that is going to be that each series has 4 total sub-spots that are available. So, Mark Colineri, who are you going to choose for the final 4 sub-spots for the Monster Truck Throwdown series?
The first truck is going to be Barbarian, driven by Tristan Livdahl. Next up is Brutus, driven by Chris Pervolarakis. Second to last, Axe, driven by Max Halpert. And rounding out the tour, Miss Overboard, driven by Sean Ryan.
Of course, those are all 4 drivers that I'm familiar with, and I cannot wait to see all those drivers race it and freestyle it in the Monster Truck Throwdown series. And now choosing his 4 sub-spots for the Malicious Monster Truck Tour is Vincent Akard. Vinny, who are you adding on?
Well, we're going to give these guys the opportunity to shine, and I'm sure at some point they'll get the call up to drive at the big show. Some of these guys have actually driven at the big show already. My first truck is going to be Terminator, driven by Christian Lanude. Jacob Ladwig will be driving Double Trouble. Troublemaker will be driven by Colin Colonna. And Mario Ortega will be driving Devastator.
Of course, those are great picks there for the 4 sub-spots. Of course, Mario Ortega is definitely going to bring it to the Malicious Monster Truck Tour along with the 3 other drivers. Great choices there by Vincent Akard. Tyler, you're going to be choosing the 4 sub-spots for the toughest Monster Truck Tour. Tell us who's joining the team.
All right. So the four trucks are as follows. In Wild Thang, it's going to be Jeremy Castillo. He's had a Simmons. He had a freestyle win back in RRMGL just a couple months ago. In Wicked Strong, we're going to have Josh Kingma do it. In an Unnamed and Untamed, that short wheelbase of Sam Sturge's wheelie machine, going to be Jack McCarthy. And last but not least, in Nasty Boy, it is going to be Brandon Warwaves.
Wow, those are some great sub-spots there. Of course, Brandon Warwaves, an up-and-comer for the Sim Monsters Racing Series. He's done great on other games. Josh Kingma, the host of the Insanity League, is going to be driving in a sub-spot. Jeremy Castillo, of course, a name known as Sim Monsters. And the other driver, he's also going to be bringing it to the toughest Monster Truck Tour. Tyler with some great choices there. Now, if you haven't been chosen, make sure not to panic. You still have an opportunity to be chosen to be brought up to one of these 3 series as a sub spot or a driver. You never know what's going to happen. So, of course, keep that mindset and don't panic yet. This is going to be one hell of a series. And now we're going to get the final thoughts from our captains of each team. Definitely was an insane draft. Some very interesting round 1 choices all the way through round 7. And of course, you can't forget the sub spots. This was definitely an insane draft, and I'm super glad I got to experience it. And now we're going to give our final thoughts from Tyler, Mark, and Vincent. Let's see what they think.
Oh, you know what a great draft! I mean, this whole thing ran smooth and so just the way I like it. All right, now as for our my tour, toughest MonsterX tour, the dates are as follows. On April 4th, it's going to be at South Haven, Mississippi, at the Lander Center. Then on the 25th of April, it will be at Lafayette, Louisiana, at the Cajun Dome. And finally, on May 16th, it will be at the Jackson County Expo Center in Medford, Oregon. So stay tuned. You'll like what you see. And as far as the people who watch the draft, thank you so much for coming out and watching it. Thank you for supporting Monster Truck Militia. We hope to see you around, and we hope that regardless of what tour it is, we hope that we put on a good show for each and every single one of you. Thank you.
Well, it's definitely been an awesome experience for the first ever Monster Truck Militia draft. Didn't get all the picks I wanted. Mark, you sneaky son of a gun, you stole some of my picks. Tyler, same to you, you stole some of my picks too. But, that's just part of the draft. You're not going to get everything you want. But, in the end, I'm satisfied with my team. No offense to any of the other series, but I think the Malicious MonsterX Tour has the strongest competitors. I think we're going to end up on top come World Finals. We're going to be unstoppable. We got, Mark, you got nothing on us. We got Danny Mackey. I mean, although we won't talk about the Sim Monsters All-Star Challenge. That's all in past history. I know Danny's going to make up for it this season. So, Danny, the pressure's on. You better make me proud, buddy. But yeah, the schedule for the Malicious MonsterX Tour, I mentioned it earlier. We got some of the best stops in the business right here. Our first stop is going to be Post Falls, Idaho at the State Line Speedway coming April 18th. It's going to be an incredible event. We have a backflip ramp planned. It's going to be crazy. St. Louis style racing. You won't want to miss it. The Malicious MonsterX Tour is going to be invading Post Falls, Idaho. Then we'll head to Elma, Washington at the Grays Harbor Raceway for Chicago style racing. That will be May 9th. That is going to be an exciting event for sure. And then ending out the regular season for Monster Truck Militia and the Malicious MonsterX Tour, it's going to be May 30th at the Arizona State Fair in Phoenix, Arizona. Probably the biggest floor of the whole tour. It's going to be crazy, and I'm definitely excited for that event. Shout out to our track builder, Mario Ortega, building the best tracks for the Malicious MonsterX Tour. Give that man all the credit you can, because he's been working his butt off getting these tracks done for you guys. It's going to be awesome to drive on them for sure. But I just want to thank everyone for tuning in.
Alright, well, rounding out this Monster Truck Militia draft, Monster Truck Throwdown here, we're going to represent. I stand behind my team 100%. 100%. In the All-Star Challenge, I did the same thing. I stood behind my team. My competitor, Danny Mackey, talked a lot of trash. He said he was going to beat me in the draft races. He didn't win one. Said he was going to beat me in the All-Star Challenge. He definitely didn't win that. Vincent's been talking a lot, and I think it's because deep down he's a little scared of my picks here. I think I definitely have the strongest group of drivers out of anybody here, and we're going to show it. First out on April 11th, we're going to be in Iona, Michigan at the Iona State Fairgrounds. Next up, my hometown, which I'm really excited to compete at. I'm excited to compete at my home track. One of my favorite places, favorite venues to see an event happen, Swedesboro, New Jersey. And lastly, we're going to end it out, the only international event of the entire tour, Edmonton, Alberta, Canada at Castrol Raceway. You're not going to want to miss it. I know there's going to be a backflip ramp on that track. It's going to be a wild time, and Monster Truck Throwdown is going to represent all the way to the World Finals. And I'm going to be a little cocky here. We're going to take it home.
Monster Truck Militia would like to thank you all for tuning in to the first Monster Truck Militia Season 1 Draft. We can't wait to see you on April 4th for the first event of the toughest Monster Truck Tour. Make sure to tune in to see who makes it all the way into the World Finals. Thank you and good night.